Hey everyone, it's your friendly discount collector of collectibles, PB at Kotaku. It's time for yet another toy bargain hunting outing. I'll be checking out the usual stores, but maybe not in the usual area. A little birdie was also telling me not to sleep on the clearance sections. Maybe I should consider that a hot tip? Before we find out, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and sub to the channel. You can also provide further support through Patreon and a super, but of course, one of the most meaningful ways to help me out is by beating the living snot out of this dumb, ugly Smurf wannabe turd squirrel. If you hate this piece of crap I own like I do, let me know. With all that out of the way, let's begin the hunt. It's another early Saturday morning and we're starting at Ross, the organized one. You know, the one that's usually my third stop. I woke up early and we're here at 8 AM, so what am I doing here first? I forget, but it's not important. Anyways, let's not lose sight of the goal, which is looking for cool collectibles for a bargain. Ross still got them 4-inch Pokemon Select vinyl figures, and I don't think this Pikachu looks as good as the 8-inch one. Something's off with the face, and those Bumblebee Transformers masks continue to persist without any price drops. Even the good old Anime Heroes Renji Aburai action figures got price cuts faster than that Bumblebee mask. Buyer beware, these mini Cuposket figures are complete ripoffs at Ross. They are selling these for 13 bucks, and that's the same price they sell standard size Cuposket figures. Don't know what's going on there. And speaking of ripoffs, this 15 clam Super 7 reaction snakeling is still here and will continue to remain until the price drops significantly. Super 7 reactions for 15 bucks at a discount store? Get the hell out of here. At least these Hot Wheels pull-out speeders are a good deal at 6 bucks. Oh wait, sorry, I meant pull-back speeders. Anyways, moving on, another Dead Series Ninjago Legends Valley playset. Wait for a price cut on that. Ooh, check out this Barbie car. Or actually what's behind it. Man, this was so hard to find for a minute, and now I see that 2-pack all the time. And here's another Royale High action figure with the DLC code, Dark Fairy. That's 3 out of 5 I highlighted. I know I saw the others, but I missed showing them off. In case you're not aware, Royale High is part of the Roblox platform. I wish more actual Roblox action figures would show up at discount stores again. Ooh, GG's to that Bumblebee action figure. Back to my train of thought. I hope the distributors come across pallets of Roblox action figures in some warehouse and just offload them to discount stores. If the same sets I saw before appeared at Ross again, I'd be all over them. I turned down these Minecraft mine kits and man, I had to say, it's hard to fight them off. It would be a massive dopamine hit to get the solid gold creeper, and yes, I know it's only gold plated, but just let me have my fun. Looks like we didn't get any new hits over here, but let's head to the checkout area. It's looking like the same old, but I feel like that Swole Tintin anime figure wasn't here last time. We got some more of those awful Fend and Blex Missions Marvel action figures, and speaking of bending, here's something new, a Bendy Figs Universal Monsters Dracula by Noble Toys. I'm not finding Bela Lugosi Dracula all that interesting, but if this was Castlevania Dracula, I'd be all over that. But to be fair, it doesn't look bad, and 8 bucks is pretty damn cheap. This thing goes for 20 on the bay. 8 buck Lisa Simpson, I passed it before, and I'll be doing it again. There was 4 running Naruto vinyl figures last time, and there's still 4 now, but it looks like the Barry Allens and shut down Jenny Funko Pop figures shrunk in numbers. We got Homer again. I should note that these temporarily went up to 9 bucks, but Ross corrected back to $8. And it's not only DD's discounts with the Forever Clever Sonic figures, Ross has them as well. I've seen these huge ass Arisham Funko Pop figures on and off at Ross and DD's discounts. They're 100 dimes and that's the lowest I've ever seen them, but that's not helping them move. I can see why this didn't sell. Obviously because Arisham's from the Eternals, but also he just looks ugly and grotesque. Let's move on. It's more of the same stuff, but here's some Epic Hero Series Paz Vizsla action figures. Just like Boba Fett and Sabine Wren, he's a very affordable 3 clams. I've heard people had their complaints about these, the dimensions in particular, but at $3, what the hell's the issue? There's no doubt I'm buying this, but I'm going for the one that appears to be in better condition. Not so much for the packaging because I plan to open this, but for the action figure itself. You know, quality control. I decided to go for the one on the right. I can't tell if one looked better than the other, but maybe my past self saw something that I completely forgot about. That was a pretty good and affordable find. Check this out, another Bendy Figs action figure. We got Brain from Gremlins. Does anyone watching own something Bendy Figs? If so, how's the posability, and do you prefer something with no visible joints and seam lines, or do you prefer traditional jointed action figures? I'm good with this, but if I saw Gizmo at Ross, I'd easily go for that one. I'm about done here, but this time I think I'll do something drastic. I wanted to look for some deals elsewhere, and I don't mean in the next town over. I decided to go for a nice, long, scenic drive. A 400 plus mile drive to Northern California to see what kind of deals are to be had there. Let's just pretend I'm not putting in X amount of money to spend on gas, hotel, and food. Oh, and I'm actually not alone. I'm with the wife. I can't record like this and drive at the same time. That would be dangerous and stupid. Road trips are
One eternity later.
So after a few pit stops and a satisfying lunch, which I didn't record because I was too hungry and ate it immediately, I found a nearby Ross in the area I'm staying at. And isn't that something? I ended the last Ross seeing a Bendy Figs Brain action figure, and I'm starting the following Ross seeing a Bendy Figs Brain action figure. All life begins with new and ends with new. This is the truth. This is my belief, at least for now. Isn't that something as well? Seeing Bendy action figures alongside Bendy Figs action figures, it's almost like a Bendyception sort of thing, right? No? Alright then, onto the shelves. Well, right off the bat, almost everything here looks familiar. Did we really drive all the way up here for nothing? It's too early to say that. Oh, here we go. We got a Star Wars Black Series Ahsoka Tano from Ahsoka. That means it's a live-action Rosario Dawson version. $6. You can't go wrong with a price like that, so... let's see what else this Ross has in store for us. Did you see those Skibbity toilet blind boxes? To this day, I still don't understand what the hell that is. I know it's just an internet search away, but I've got better things to do. Like bargain hunting, for example. And unfortunately, this price Fire Green Mario isn't part of that. It's the same for the— oh, never mind. We have a Boo with the correct pricing. How odd. Isn't that interesting? It makes me wonder if that Boo has been here the whole time and managed to evade getting the crappy price attached to it. There's not much going on here, and whatever is here is on the disorganized side. The plushie section is rather small, and it's got similar stuff compared to what we've seen before. This thing kinda reminds me of a Poliwhirl, but I don't know what it is. That giant Hug Me Sienna I saw last time is here, and there's also a decent selection of Squishmallows. We're gonna do one more sweep of the shelves before we wrap up. It took like 8 hours to get here, and I really should be at least a little thorough, especially if the shelves are on the empty side, and I'm not exactly pressed for time. There's certainly a lot of RC supercars here, and I'm willing to bet that Limit Breaker Broly has a dick sucker price, and speaking of that, I found another Boo with a, you guessed it, that kind of pricing. Sorry, I just want to take a moment to walk this back real quick. I want to line up the Boos because I want to see the ridiculousness side by side. We got Good Boo and Bad Boo, or Deal Boo and Rip-Off Boo. Why don't some of you come up with a name for that Boo duo? Leave your ideas in the comments. I'm going to take one more look at the area where I found the Black Series Ahsoka action figure because it was actually looking a little busy there. It looks like it's all stuff we've seen recently, so there's no need to highlight those so soon. I didn't feel like doing too much since it's a bit late and I'm tired from the drive, but I think going to a Target down the street is completely fine. I'm starting off in the collectible area, and I actually found some major discounts right off the bat. It's the Funko Pop figures. Look at all those 70% off tags. Now, are any of those 70%ers something I'm interested in? Why yes, some of the 8-bit Funko Pop figures. They are discounted to under 5 clams. Thor, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and even Iron Man. I could go for an 8-bit Iron Man. It looks like some of those comic covers Funko Pop figures got some healthy discounts as well. At 70% off, it's quite competitive with Ross pricing. There's a lot to dig through here, and we'll see how accurate those price tags are in a bit, but I want to see if I could actually find an 8-bit Iron Man. There's a crap ton of Funko Pop figures here, and I'm sure the bigger the clearance price, the less likely I'll find one. I see 8-bit Cap, but I don't know if he's 70% off. There's 8-bit Thor, he's 70% off for sure. Ooh, there we go, 8-bit Iron Man with a Target exclusive sticker. However, we all know those stickers mean fuck all when they could easily end up at discount stores. This was the last one, so for now, I'm gonna hold on to it. One thing I learned about Target is always scan the item at the kiosk. The price tags on the shelves could be lying, but whatever the price scans as in the system is always accurate. Although I like the 8-bit Funko Pop figures, none of the remaining ones appealed to me. There really was a lot on sale, but with a lot of these pushing past 1,500 pennies, 30% off, and even 50% off was not enough. When it comes to Funko Pop figures at Target, it's 70% off or no buy. Maybe it's just me, but I never see the action figures in the collectible section on clearance even during Circle Week. I know I've seen temporary price cuts on the Talking Krusty the Clown doll and the Most Tavern phone, but never clearance prices. Now we're at the toy section proper, and there are some discounts on the bigger side. I already knew that was Red Hulk as soon as I saw the 70% off tag up there. It practically has the same place on the shelves at every Target. There's a lot of Brave New World stuff that will eventually end up in clearance and discount stores. Did you see all that Gujitsu stuff? I didn't realize there was so much at Target. I thought it was mainly showing up at discount stores. The Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Savage Lance Professor is 50% off. These are Target exclusive, and can you believe at one point they were difficult to come by because scalpers bought up the pre-orders and the initial stock? Sounds like something happening with another recent Marvel Legends Target exclusive. Now it's time to see what the Masters of the Universe stock looks like at a NorCal Target. Wow, that was a cool Mosasaur, not gonna lie. TMNT stuff, and here we are. This Target has a Sketchbook Series 2-packs also for the amazing price of 9 clams. Again, despite the great price, they're still not flying off the shelves. We got a few other Motu action figures that are 70% off. Origin Snakeface and Cartoon Collection Clawful. There's also a Turtles of Grayskull Tila here. That didn't have a clearance tag, but I'm willing to scan it at the kiosk. If this Cartoon Collection Clawful is indeed 70% off, it will cost a very nice $5.39. Cartoon Collections go for 5 clams at Ross, so it's not much of a difference. I might as well get it here. I really like the Cartoon Collection packaging. It's quite colorful and appealing to the eyes. This is what I got so far, and before I bring stuff to the kiosk to scan, I'll just rummage through the action figures one more time. Here's a new Eternia Flying Fist He-Man, which definitely wasn't discounted, nor was that new Eternia Evil Lyn, but I found that at DD's discounts a month ago for 50 dimes, so who cares. There was a lot more Snake Man, and there was a much smaller amount of Dragon Blaster Skeletor action figures, which were also 70% off. What the heck happened there? I don't even know how that fell on the floor. I don't know what to make of that clearance tag. I've seen stuff put in the wrong place sometimes, like something I thought had a discount was actually full price because it was placed with an incorrect tag. We have a Turtles of Grayskull Man-at-Arms as well. You know what? Let's scan these too. The first thing we're gonna scan is the 8-bit Iron Man Funko Pop figure. Beep. $4.64. Nice, that's better than standard Ross pricing. Next is a Clawful Collection cartoon. Beep. It was 70% off, at 40 cents above Ross pricing. That's good enough for me. Beep. The Turtles of Grayskull action figures, however, were only 15% off, and both of them scanned exactly the same DPCI code and everything. Beep. Yeah, that's no bueno. It's no different for the Turtles of Grayskull Tila action figure. I'm gonna pass on those and put them back where I got them. I'll stick with this Cartoon Clawful Collection action figure. It's a good, low-cost find. So I'm gonna wrap it up for now. It was a long day and I needed to get some rest. Don't go away though, there's still plenty more bargain hunting to be had. Once I catch my Z's, we're good to go. Okay, I think that's long enough. I made a short drive from my hotel to go to a Ross in Santa Rosa, California. I'm starting off at the plushie section, and we got another giant Pokemon plushie, Sprigatito to be exact. So I've seen Slowpoke, Dragonite, Piplup, and now this one. This time I actually looked at the price tag, and those giant Pokemon plushies go for $18 each. They're currently available at Target for $50, so that's a massive discount. Look at what we have here, a Jakks-specific 2.5-inch scratchy action figure for only $4. I passed up on this before, and now I'm correcting that mistake. I found a few good things so far, so we're not writing off this trip just yet. Though with the gas, hotel, food, and wear and tear on my car, we've got a lot of ground to make up. Hey, at least I brought my clear tote bags. Let's see what else I could add to them. And it's not looking too good over here. The section's looking pretty empty if you ask me. Minecraft sets, Lone Dev Series Dragon action figure, Best Action TMNT action figures, but at least there's some Minecraft 2-in-1 flippin' figs, but not really my thing. Here's a DisneyWish.com Magnificent King Funko Pop figure. I know nothing about Wish.com except that the movie shares the name with a website that's been replaced by Temu. Lovely, more dick sucker prices. Moving on. You know what? There's not much happening right now, so I'll take the time to make a confession. I didn't drive 400 plus miles to NorCal just to go to discount stores. I'm here for a family trip, but as there were plenty of discount stores nearby, it only made sense for me to check them out during my free time. I know I did an amazing job hiding that fact, so I am not surprised that you all feel bamboozled. Sometimes I underestimate my own abilities. Anyways, you have my heartfelt, sincere apologies, and I hope you accept them. Furthermore, if you do accept my apology, also make sure you slap me with a like, a sub, and maybe, just maybe, if I earned one from you, a super thanks. But most of all, thank you for the support and for once again keeping me company on this road trip. Was anyone paying attention to what was going on in the background while I was doing my off-topic yap session? If anything good happened, please let me know because I sure as hell don't remember. Wait a minute, I know this area. I was here when the yap session started. How the heck did I come full circle after it ended? How bizarre. And oh my god, more running Naruto vinyl figures. What the hell is this crap? At least I found one good thing at that Ross, and now we're at a nearby Target that was down the street from where we were just at, and we got Marvel Legends right off the bat. There's some retro Jean Greys, X-Professor, Chris Evans, Miles Morales, and Ultimate Iron Man. Ultimate Iron Man was at least 30% off at my local Targets, but none of these had clearance labels. Maybe I'll scan them at the kiosk later. There's not much going on with the Transformers, the discounts appear to be quite small, and here's this Target's Masters of the Universe merch. There are no clearance indicators for anything here, and despite having scanned some of these the previous night at 15% off, I still wanted to see if it would be different this time. I'm gonna bring these Turtles of Grayskull action figures to the kiosk for scanning. I'm not really interested in the new Eternia Fist of Fury He-Man. We got Tila, Michelangelo, and Casey Jones. Now for the moment of truth. We're gonna do things in the reverse order from how I just named them off. Beep! Basically 10 bucks for Casey Jones. Now to scan Mop Top Michelangelo. Beep! Same price and same DPCI number. What about Tila? Beep! So that's interesting. Yesterday at a different Target, Turtles of Grayskull action figures were 15% off, but in the next city over, they were 50% off. Things typically don't go from 15 to 50% off overnight. There's a discount percent called 30, which usually comes in between, and it just goes to show that each Target is different. These clearance prices are better than what Ross offers, so... And good sir is going too. However, I'm not buying Tila because I've seen her hit lower prices on Amazon. In fact, I ordered one for less than 8 bucks. The prices fluctuate a lot, so if you're interested, just bide your time until you see her for the price I paid or less. Let's see what the LEGO discounts are like at this Target. Oh, that's cool, a LEGO Star Wars logo. I mean, the Star Wars logo made out of LEGO, not a logo for LEGO Star Wars. What? Did anyone just make sense of what I just said? Even I'm having trouble following. Anyways, the discounts are okay. I'm seeing mostly 15 and 30% off. Anything higher than that is long gone. Here's exactly what I was looking for. These were 50% off at my local Target, but this Stargazing with Celeste set appears to be full price here. Let's go to the kiosk and find out. Come on, why is this so difficult? Beep! Well, that sucked, but here's a bunch of clearance Funko Pop figures. It's pretty much all Target exclusives, or what will be former Target exclusives. I wouldn't be surprised if we see these at discount stores during the 2025 holiday season. Now that's affordable. We got Funko Bitty Pops in the $2 range. How are there still Rey and Kylo Ren Funko Pop figures at retail stores? Isn't the Rise of Skywalker a little too old now? I don't even think 12 bucks is a good clearance price. Let's see what else is here. Captain Carter 70% off. If I saw a Marvel Legends Captain Carter for that price, I would bite. Ferris Bueller Funko Pop figures? Okay, sure. There were a handful of Turtles of Grayskull Funko Pop figures, but I wasn't feeling them. If Skeletor was around for clearance, I would have been game. Shredder does look cool, but I'm good. I decided to see what Ultimate Iron Man is going for, and I said if it went to 50% off, I would buy it. Let's do this. Beep! 50% off. Well, it hit the threshold and I am a man of my word, so we're buying it. I read that this is pretty much a Tony Stark variant, but I'm not concerned with that. I just see this as an Iron Man action figure that looks really cool, and that's good enough for me. Oh, and don't make the mistake of wearing red at Target. I had to take my sweater off because at least 3 customers mistook me for an employee. Okay, now we're at Marshall's, and with empty shelves like that, it makes me think it's Christmas Eve. I'm surprised when businesses have empty shelves like this because it's just wasted space. Surely they have something they could put out here, even if it's not toys or collectibles. Onto the toy section. Here we have a Stitch figure 5-pack. I know I've seen this many times at Marshall's before, and 13 bucks is a decent price. Up next, we have a pop-up pirate game, also known as Kurohige or Blackbeard in Japan. This is a game I wouldn't mind owning and would still find enjoyable. It retails for 15 bucks, and for 10 clams, that's a solid deal, especially when it's clearly made out of solid gold. Unfortunately, I didn't buy it, and I may end up regretting that. Maybe I'll need to find one again at another Marshall's. On this shelf, it was pretty much toys and books for younger children. There was Disney Junior stuff, and here's a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse figure set, though that would certainly appeal to Disney adults as well. There's a lot more on the other side, so let's head over there, and right off the bat, I see a Hot Wheels Toad Cart toy. This looks cool for the most part, but I did notice something peculiar with this Toad cart. The steering wheel is the same color as Toad's skin, so it's like the steering wheel is a part of his body, or his skin is taking the cart over. Weird. Another Mr. Beast Classic Panther vinyl figure that no one wants, and here's some Mega Bloks Pokeballs. First one is a lure ball with Rotom. I'm guessing there's a mini Pokemon figure inside, and I know you all saw the other one. It's a classic default ass Pokeball, but I forgot what Pokemon was inside. Up next, we have a WWE Main Event Series LA Knight action figure. Yeah, it's too bad Creative are dropping the ball with him. He wasn't even on the SummerSlam card. This action figure doesn't really look like LA Knight, so I could see why it ended up here. By the way, that's not a new find. I know I've seen them at my local Marshall stores. They must be old stock. Speaking of stuff I've seen previously, I know I've come across those Inside Out 2 figure sets before. Ross for sure at the very least. I don't remember who had the best price, but between Ross and Marshall's, it's usually the former. Reminder, if you want Bluey merch, Marshall's consistently has that sort of thing in stock, so your best chances of finding something are there. Anything else to see? Geez, I'm moving so fast, sorry if I'm making you dizzy. I try my best to go slow, but it never really works out. Now let's take a look at some of the plushies. The Halloween stuff is already hitting the stores. There's just a lot of random stuff here, and I guess that's it. See what I said about the Bluey merch? If you got a kid that won't shut up about wanting more Bluey stuff, go to Marshall's and you'll easily find something affordable. The last area was just a hodgepodge of random crap that bared no significance or value to collectors. That's why I just ran through it. We're done here, so let's walk over to the nearby Burlington. My local Burlington stores have been sucking massive ones lately. They're either empty or the stuff is so lackluster that the shelves might as well be empty. These have been a mainstay at pretty much every discount store except TJ Maxx and Marshall's. Actually, I don't think I've seen these at Five Below yet. I got all 24 already, so I don't need to be buying more. I just got here and I could already tell it's looking like my usual Burlington, the one that's typically my second stop of the day. I don't think I've seen a single action figure here yet. The books are a mess, which is understandable, and the plushie section is rather lacking. Wish Bear has seen better days, and the Squishmallows down there kinda weird me out with those bugged out eyes. Speaking of bugs, here's a caterpillar plush that got my attention, but it's really nothing special. With quite a few scattered face-planted plushies, things look kinda sad, don't they? Believe it or not, this is it for the toy section. The other side of the shelf has sporting stuff, mainly volleyballs, soccer balls, and I think I saw some handballs as well. There's plenty of balls to play with, so if you see something you like, go nuts. And that was really it for the toy section. It was very underwhelming, and it was just this one aisle. I even checked the one to the left to make sure, but that's the pet section. I've only been here a few minutes, so I might as well check out the wall art area. And there's not much that stands out. I wouldn't put any of this on my wall. We have framed art and canvas prints, mirrors. Yeah, I don't need any of that. The only thing that stuck out to me was this lenticular print of Joker holding Jack cards. The lenticular function doesn't seem that great on this one. It's a mediocre print at best, actually. That's another strikeout for Burlington. Let's move on to the next stop, which is Ross, and I have a bad feeling about this. We got Dragon Ball merch with recent bad history, and yes, that's how we're starting things off here. Seeing the bullshit out-of-touch de-esser prices. Every single one of them. Awesome. It's the same with the Sonic the Hedgehog merch, $27 for a set that was originally priced at $13 at Ross. I saw a bunch of crap-ass running Naruto vinyl figures as well. With a start like that, I lost hope for this location, but it's still important that I share everything with you. The good, the bad, the ugly, the pug ugly, the fugly, the pug fugly, and yes, even the ugly ugly. I really wanted to get this My Melody Summer Squishmallow, but it was filthy. Sure, I could try washing it, but I'm not sure if that stain would come out. As for the price, $6 is pretty damn good. This is a larger one, and Five Below charges that much for standard size Squishmallows. There's a lot more here, but I want to move on to the rest of the toy section. Good old Frankenberry action figure that no one wants. I want one, but only after price cuts. We got a Spider-Man set of die-cast metal figs by Jada Toys, same price as the Avengers ones we saw last week. What's next? Oh no, we all know what we're going to see here. Yeah, nothing else to say there. Moving on, there are some different things here, like I glossed over a Sonic the Hedgehog silver car, and I believe this is a first. A Bendy Figs action figure of the Joker. I don't know which version of the character this is, probably one of the comics versions. I at least know it's not TAS Joker, which I still think is peak Joker. Hey, we got another Dick Tucker product here. Isn't that wonderful? But check out what I found a foot over. I've been looking for this for a few weeks ever since a commenter told me about it. A Marvel Legends Icarus action figure. He comes with the Build-A-Figure part of Zabu, and aside from the Turtles of Grayskull metal bottle, the Marvel Legends Zabu is the other Build-A-Figure action figure that I want to complete. I was really happy I found this. Icarus was nowhere to be found at my local stores, and the NorCal stores came in clutch. Hopefully I can find the rest of the action figures from this wave at discount stores for 600 pennies each. From something amazing, we go back to something terrible. I already knew the result, yet I couldn't help but take a look at all of this hot garbage. It's like looking at a car wreck. It's really bad, but you just can't help it. Oh my god, there are so many. I totally forgot the amount of de-esser prices that I found here. And this is old news. GX Materia Turtles needs a price cut because he ain't moving at 18 clams. Down low, we have a WB horror set of 4 minifigures. Not interested, and it's rather pricey. Let's keep going. This Ross's toy section was actually rather big, but I needed to walk down to the corner of the store where the rest remains. All of those Funko Pop figures were seen during previous runs, and I definitely saw that Doctor Strange before. The same goes for these Best Action TMNT action figures. This is all old over 10, and there's even more running Naruto vinyl figures. I can't get away from them. There's another Icarus, and I hope a Marvel fan gets a hold of that. There's some Chibi Godzilla figures on the other shelf, and we'll start making our way down this aisle. Anyone want to guess the price on this sucker? I'll give you all a hint. It starts with the letter D. See, what did I tell you? This section was somewhat on the emptier side, but up next, we got another old thing that's also surprisingly different. A Power Rangers Cosmic Fury Pink Ranger with Hulk hands. How is this thing still around? I've been seeing that thing since the 2024 holiday season, and maybe that one's a straggler. I'm sounding like a broken record, but once again, we're seeing a lot of the same things we encountered earlier, Bumblebee included, and in case you forgot, this one's 50 dimes. Whoops, I dropped the Icarus action figure. I don't have my clear totes on me because rather predictably, I left them in the car again. Why'd I bother even getting them? Now for the final area of this Ross's toy section. All of the stuff hanging on the hooks, and as you can see, there's quite a selection here. Dev Series, Transformers, and Epic Hero Series action figures on both the Marvel and Star Wars side. We got Sabine Wren and Paz Vizsla once again for 3 clams each. I was hoping there was also an Epic Hero Series action figure of the Armorer, but there was no such thing. And that really was the best discount I've seen for Rat King. It's not enough. There's some crappy Marvel Bend and Flexors, and I know you all saw it. We have another Sonic the Hedgehog Jack specific action figure that obviously has the price of the, you know. It's gonna be the same for these Dragon Ball Super Dragon Flash trading figures. Oh, $12. That's the original price. That was unexpected, but they're still not gonna sell. And for these to move, they need to be like $2 at the most. We're finally done here, and now we're at the final Ross of the day. This end cap has absolutely nothing special. Let's push forward. There's quite a few things here, so let's get through them. I haven't seen this Jada Toy Street Fighter Kami car set in a minute. No one cares about that stuff. We have anime figures, a worthless giant Eternal. Up here we have an Elsa doll, and did I mention we have anime figures? I don't think I did. The Super Mario action figure 3-pack with a sucky price tag, low quality Sonic Prime action figures, Play-Doh, and more generic car toys. This Ross is looking great, isn't it? We got the Dragon Blaster Skeletor, but it's $13. That's Turtles of Grayskull pricing. This thing should only be like $4 or $5. I saw this at Target earlier for a little over $5. You're better off getting this thing at Target, assuming it's 70% off. Oddly enough, I found some Sonic the Hedgehog diorama sets that had the correct pricing. It wasn't even a reduced price tag with the incorrect cost. Going back to the end cap, here's a WWE Superstars Jim the Anvil Neidhart for 10 clams. Again, 40 quarters is too much for my liking, especially when these action figures are the same style as the Masters of the Universe Origins action figures, which typically cost $4 to $5 each at Ross. We're just bouncing back and forth between the end cap and the shelves here, aren't we? It looks like this section has a bunch of junky-ass generic RC cars. I did happen to find this Ninja Turtles Akedo set featuring Leonardo and Rocksteady for $7. I've also seen the Donatello and Baxter Stockman set for $1 less, and I can't explain the discrepancy there. So far, there really hasn't been anything worthwhile at this Ross, but there's another aisle to go through, and it's looking rather unexceptional here as well. There's a couple unicorn related items, and we have a Rainbow Bright doll. I've heard of this before, and clearly it's not meant for someone like me. It kinda reminds me of Cabbage Patch Kids, and those are things I always thought were very weird. We got another one of those rip-off tiny-ass Cute Posket Inosuke Hashibira anime figures. which someone happened to steal. With such a rip-off price, I'm not surprised it happened, and in no way do I condone that sort of behavior. We are definitely on the home stretch. This is the last aisle of the toy section, and it looks like mostly the kitty kids toys are here, so we're gonna skip that. I actually didn't look at the plushie section. There's lots of Squishmallows, and even the giant Sienna Hugme's plushie is here. I also missed one part of the rear shelf. There's a bunch of Sonic the Hedgehog items, and I bet this Fang action figure has the stupid idiot rip-off price. Did you see that? Someone ripped off the bottom part of the price tag. I totally love seeing incensed customers do things like that. Don't steal, but rip off the rip-off price tags to show you won't stand for bullshit like that. There's even more low-quality Sonic the Hedgehog figures by Clever Forever here. Maybe I should do a head-to-head review of those compared to the 2.5-inch Jack-specific Sonic the Hedgehog action figures. I forgot to bring this up previously, but I did go to the card section at the previous Target, and they had a healthy amount of cards. This was my first time seeing Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy boosters in the wild. They're quite pricey at $7.50 each. Standard Magic expansion play boosters are $6 retail. There's Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh!, sports cards, and a whole lot of those XL/Fairfield bundles that are absolute ripoffs. It's also been a while since I've last seen Pokemon cards at Target. However, it was just pre-constructed EX battle decks, no products that contain booster packs. I haven't seen One Piece booster packs at Target lately neither, and I think I'm gonna buy some Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy packs. There's a limit of 2 per customer, but even if there wasn't, I wouldn't buy more than that because these packs are expensive. So, don't mind if I do. By the way, even though I grabbed 2 after I stopped filming, I changed my mind and put a pack back. I did ask at the customer service counter if there was any Pokemon booster packs, but no dice. After I wrapped up at Ross, I checked online if there was any Pokemon Center vending machines around, and there was one at a nearby Safeway. All it had in stock was a single pack of Paldea Evolved, and considering how hard it is to get any Pokemon booster packs at retail, I was surprised this machine wasn't completely cleared out. Even though it's an old set, I decided to buy the pack for the heck of it. It's retail, and at that price, it's not gonna hurt. I've been wanting to buy booster packs, and I refuse to give my money to bench scalpers. In fact, no one, and I mean no one, should pay scalper prices. Make sure those losers take a bath for their scummy behavior. This is actually my first time buying product from a Pokemon Center vending machine, and furthermore, believe it or not, this was my very first purchase for English language Pokemon booster packs in 2025. I gotta say, these machines are pretty damn cool, and if these ever go obsolete, I wouldn't mind trying to find a way to add this beast to my collection. As you can see, everything is sold out now. I wish I was able to grab any of the Journey Together product. Heck, I'd be happy even with the single Prismatic Evolutions booster pack, but for now, this will do. It was a very solid haul, and I'm really glad I found these in NorCal because my local Targets didn't have most of the stuff, and whatever they did have, the clearance prices were nowhere near as good. That little birdie gave me some solid leads. All in all, a successful outing. And that does it for another toy bargain hunting outing. It was interesting to see how not only discount stores, but the clearance sections at retail stores differed from my usual stomping grounds. If you made it this far, type clearance in the comments. Thank you again for keeping me company, and if you have some more time on your hands, please check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you later.